Have you ever noticed how the words we speak shape the connections we keep? As we journey through our golden years, the phrases we use daily become the bridges that either connect us to others or quietly separate us from those we hold dear. The impact of our words grows more profound with time, creating either pathways for closeness or walls that lead to isolation. Welcome to Golden Years Wisdom Channel, where we celebrate the unique wisdom that comes with age while embracing new ways to thrive. If you find value in today's insights, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps our community of wisdom seekers grow stronger together, creating a space where experiences are honored and new perspectives are welcomed. From burden to blessing, reframing your value. How a shift in language can transform relationships. Margaret, at 84, often told her children, "I don't want to be a burden," not realizing these words were creating exactly what she feared: distance. When we define ourselves as burdens, we unintentionally ask others to see us that way too, placing emotional weights on relationships that were meant to bring mutual joy. This seemingly humble phrase actually makes loved ones feel helpless, as if their care can never be enough. Instead, try saying, "Thank you for being here. It means more than you know." This simple shift acknowledges their presence as a gift rather than an obligation, creating space for gratitude instead of guilt. Your worth is not measured by independence or ability, but by the irreplaceable space you occupy in others' lives, filled with stories, wisdom, and love that only you can provide. Bridging time, connecting rather than comparing, finding common ground across generations. Back in my day often becomes a phrase that unintentionally creates distance between generations, making younger people feel judged rather than understood. Arthur, 75, noticed his grandchildren became quiet whenever he began sentences this way, until he realized he was closing conversations instead of opening them, comparing rather than connecting across the decades that separated their experiences. Try saying instead, "That reminds me of something similar I experienced. Would you like to hear about it?" This invitation creates a bridge between your world and theirs, honoring both experiences as valid. Sharing stories becomes an offering rather than a correction, allowing wisdom to flow naturally through curiosity and respect rather than comparison. When we stop positioning our past as superior, we create space for genuine exchange rather than polite silence, cultivating purpose, small joys, and deeper meaning, discovering everyday significance. "What's the point?" becomes a dangerous phrase when repeated, gradually dimming the light of possibility in your life and the lives around you. Elizabeth, 79, found herself using these words after her husband's passing, not realizing how they created an invisible barrier between herself and those trying to reach her with invitations, ideas, and simple moments of connection. Replace this question with, "What might bring me a small joy today?" and watch how this shift opens pathways that seemed closed before. Purpose is not always found in grand gestures or profound achievements. It lives in morning coffee shared with a neighbor, in the garden tended with care, in the family story preserved through telling. When you speak with hope, however modest, you invite others to join you in seeing possibilities rather than endings, creating magnetic moments of shared meaning that draw people closer. The bridge of understanding, opening to empathy, creating space for imperfect connection. The phrase, "you wouldn't understand," might protect us from vulnerability, but it also builds walls that keep genuine connection at bay. Thomas, 89, used these words whenever his adult children asked about his feelings after moving to assisted living, believing he was sparing them difficulty, but instead created a silence that grew harder to break with each passing visit. Consider saying, "It's complicated to explain, but I'd like to share, if you're willing to listen." This acknowledges the challenge while extending an invitation for closeness. Connection doesn't require perfect understanding. It thrives on the willingness to be present with another's experience, however incompletely. When we allow others to sit beside us in our truth, even if they cannot fully grasp every dimension of our journey, we create the precious gift of shared humanity that sustains us through all seasons of life, embracing new horizons, beyond age limitations, redefining possibility. In later years, "I'm too old for that" becomes a self-imposed prison when we use it to decline experiences before even considering them. Martha, 91, surprised herself when, instead of her usual refusal, she accepted her granddaughter's invitation to try watercolor painting, discovering not just a new hobby, but a renewed sense of wonder that transformed her daily routine. Age brings certain undeniable limitations, but our language often restricts us far more than our bodies do. Try responding with, "That's new to me, but I'm curious to learn more about it," and notice how this opens conversations instead of closing them. Curiosity requires no commitment, only openness, yet it signals to others that you remain engaged with life's unfolding possibilities. When we stop defining ourselves primarily by age and limitations, we invite others to see beyond these boundaries too, creating relationships based on shared interests rather than caretaking concerns. Your continuing story, affirming your place, claiming your essential significance. Perhaps no phrase creates more distance than "I don't matter anymore." Words that not only diminish your own sense of worth, but deeply affect those who care about you. Robert, 87, didn't realize how his occasional expressions of irrelevance were affecting his family until his teenage grandson confessed feeling helpless in the face of such profound resignation, unsure how his love could possibly make a difference. Instead, try saying, "I'm still finding my place in this new chapter." This acknowledges change without surrendering significance, inviting others to help you discover new ways of contributing and connecting. Your value has never been just about what you do. It emanates from who you are, the wisdom you've gathered, and the love you continue to share. By speaking with honesty about your struggles while remaining open to possibility, you give others permission to walk alongside you rather than watch helplessly from a distance. The language of legacy, words that echo forward, creating lasting connections through how we speak. The words we use today create ripples that extend far beyond our awareness, shaping how we're remembered and the lessons others carry forward. Virginia, 95, transformed her relationships when she shifted from phrases of limitation to expressions of possibility, not through grand declarations, but through small, daily choices in how she spoke about herself, her needs, and her hopes. Our speech becomes part of our legacy, teaching others how to approach their own aging journey someday. When we choose words that invite rather than distance, that express gratitude rather than resignation, we do not just improve our current relationships, We model a way of moving through life as final chapters with dignity and connection. The language patterns we establish now become the invisible gifts we leave to future generations, showing that age can bring not just wisdom, but grace in how we carry it. Conclusion: your words, your world. The phrases we've explored today may seem simple, but their impact on our relationships runs deep and true. By becoming more conscious of how we speak about ourselves and our place in the world, we create opportunities for closer connection rather than quiet distance. Remember that changing your words does not require changing who you are. It simply allows others to see you more clearly and love you more fully. We invite you to share in the comments below which phrase resonated most with you, or what small shift in language has made a difference in your relationships. Your experiences matter deeply to our community of wisdom keepers. Which phrase will you transform first? How might your relationships bloom when nurtured by words that invite rather than distance? We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King Jr.